This walkthrough is going to cover the Brethren missions for the star stages in Solar 2. If you followed my solar system guide, which is this video is responsive, then you should be able to have at least a 3-star system like I have with a good amount of evolved planets as one of your saved solar systems that you can respawn at any time. That way, it's important to have that for these missions in order to undo any damage you might take during the missions themselves and not have to worry so much about preserving your solar system, other than just to accomplish these tasks. And in this first mission, we're going to have to protect this marked planet. As you can see, it has this green ring around it. It's unevolved, meaning that any hits it takes is going to reduce its mass. So you definitely want to keep it as safe as possible. What I've tried to do is pull it into one of my closer orbits, but at the same time, it's something that's kind of tricky to do because you don't want your stars to collide with the planet trying to pull it in too close. But the closer orbit you can have with the most amount of planets, in addition, that are also evolved, you're going to have a better wall, so to speak, that can, or barrier, that can protect that planet. And just move around a little bit here and there just to keep it from taking too many asteroid hits. At the same time, if you could pull it into the orbit, you can consume them to build its mass back up. And as soon as the timer runs out, you've completed the first mission of the Brethren mission. And on this one, we want to use a 3-star solar system, but with only 4 planets. All of them evolved, preferably. And the reason for this is that you have to take a minimum of 4 planets and go through an obstacle course without letting anything touch your planets or stars. So the more planets you have, the harder this is going to be. In addition, also the fewer evolved planets you have, it's going to be a little bit harder in addition to that, because you won't have those fighters helping you out. As you can see, we just have to head for this marker. Enemy ships don't really do anything in this case. I mean, they'll damage your planets as always, but you don't have to worry about them causing you to lose this mission. Unless they destroy your planets, that is. And as you can see, as I pick up new planets, if I do, I've been trying not to. But if I do, or in this case, I can purposefully just to clear them out of my way, but I consume them as soon as possible. Because if you pick up another planet, you can get hit if you start building up too many, and then it's a quick way to lose this mission again. So this is definitely not just an obstacle course, but the lesson, less is more, I guess, would be the concept of this task. Or conservation, perhaps. But definitely patience is a key factor in this mission. And definitely try to avoid asteroid fields whenever possible, because at this stage, even if you just have 1 star, it's pretty difficult to avoid all of them with 4 planets, because you're going to produce a large gravity well regardless. All we have to do now is just get inside this circle here. And that's the end of the second Brethren mission, which is probably the most particularly difficult. Or at least the one I had to try the most. Now this is the third, so we're going to go back to having a full solar system. In the previous one I had consumed most of my stars before I started recording, which is why you want to have a solar system saved, so you can just, at that high level, that way you can modify it as much as you need, and still bring it back if you need a full thing. Alright, now this mission you gotta kind of graze that black hole with your planets while trying to avoid pulling it too far in one direction, because it responds to your gravity well as much as you respond to its, meaning that if you try to hover in one area, it's start moving more in that direction because your planets or stars and planets are really closer. And it's important to be careful here because with your stars being the biggest mass, they're the easiest to get pulled into the black hole. And what I'm trying to do here is pick up an additional planet. Now technically, if you started out with 10 planets like I did, you can just go for depositing 6 without picking up another 1 or 2. Although in this case, I tried doing that before and ended up failing, simply because the black hole went straight for my stars. I couldn't manage to aim it that well when the planets are closer. And that's another thing too, is when you have more planets, they're in the outer orbit, which means that you can graze the black hole easier without really risking getting trapped to the point where you can't escape. But a useful tactic to avoid also that is, make circles around the black hole. And you can see you got the star system. And this black hole will continue to exist, so you might want to save and exit or reset the universe somehow, or else it'll complicate other missions if you try to do them after this.